time for the playoff push. If you're still trying to get your hands on one of these, listen up. You got some trades to make. Now this video is for everyone, but specifically, if you have a losing record and you need to make a trade for players that have the best matchups from weeks 11 through 14 on the road to the playoffs, this video is for you. I'm gonna be going over quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight end, and some defenses that have favorable matchups. If you want a video on players that'll help you in the playoffs, that is over here. But for now, let's talk about the home stretch. Starting with the quarterback position. Quarterbacks with great matchups from weeks 11 through 14. Lamar Jackson, Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott. Lamar Jackson has the easiest schedule for the rest of the regular season. Yes, I know he just lost Mark Andrews, but on top of that, you can sell that he's slightly banged up, but probably buy low on Lamar Jackson pretty easily. Do note that he has a week 13 bye, so you won't be getting him for all of these weeks, and on top of that, he's already played. So you're really getting him for week 12 and 14. Solid matchup. Next up, you got Brock Purdy with the second easiest schedule. Faces Tampa Bay, the Seattle Seahawks twice, and the Philadelphia Eagles, whose defense against the quarterback is not great. And Dak Prescott has the fifth easiest schedule for quarterbacks for the rest of the regular season. And he's been on a heater recently. Best quarterback in the league in the last 5 weeks. Definitely worth a trade for if you can get your hands on him. Moving on to wide receivers, the San Francisco 49ers have the second easiest schedule for wide receivers from weeks 11 through 14. That'll be Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. The Colts have the third easiest schedule. That's Michael Pittman. The Bears have the fourth easiest schedule. That's DJ Moore. And Justin Fields just got back. Moving on to the running back position. The running backs with the easiest rest of season schedules. From weeks 11 through 14, we got the Minnesota Vikings. That's Alexander Madison and Chandler. Third easiest schedule, the Tennessee Titans. That's Derrick Henry. Fourth, the Chargers. That's Austin Ekeler. Fifth, the Detroit Lions. That's David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs. Sixth, the Cleveland Browns. That's Jerome Ford. Seventh, the New England Patriots. That's Ramondre Stevenson. Tight ends with the easiest rest of season schedule. Weeks 11 through 14. Starting at the top, the easiest, the Baltimore Ravens. That was supposed to be Mark Andrews. Now it's Isaiah Likely. Ugh, so sad. Second easiest, New York Jets, Tyler Conklin. The third, Arizona Cardinals, Trey McBride. He does have a bye week in week 14 though. Fourth, the Minnesota Vikings. That's TJ Hawkinson. And sixth, we have the Detroit Lions and Sam Laporte. Defenses with the easiest strength of schedule for the rest of the regular season. From weeks 11 through 14, the Miami Dolphins at second, facing the Raiders, Jets, Commanders, and Titans. Minnesota Viking facing the Broncos, Bears, bye week, and Raiders. And then the Detroit Lions at fourth, facing the Bears, Packers, Saints, and then Bears again. All of these players have good schedules. Now let's talk about some players that have bad matchups for the rest of the regular season. You're not gonna do anything about most of these, but it is good to know. Quarterbacks with the worst matchups from weeks 11 through 14. Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, and Josh Allen. Yeesh. Now you're not going to get rid of these guys, but it is good to know that they don't have the best matchup. But these are elite quarterbacks. You're gonna play them anyways. Now these receivers, on the other hand, that's a little bit of a different story. You could probably trade a couple of these. Wide receiver with the worst matchups from weeks 11 through 14, Drake London. He has the worst matchups, 32nd in the league. Right behind him, the New Orleans Saints with Chris Olave. Chris Olave's been playing pretty well recently. You might be able to get a little something for him. Now, if you're destined for the playoffs, you don't need to trade him because his playoff schedule is pretty solid, 12th easiest schedule. But if you're fighting for a playoff spot, you may want to look into flipping him for a receiver that has a better matchup. Running backs with terrible matchups for the rest of the regular season from weeks 11 through 14. The worst matchups, James Cook. The fourth hardest matchup, Josh Jacobs. Then a few with tough matchups, but not the worst. The seventh hardest matchup, Seattle Seahawks with Kenneth Walker. 8th, Atlanta Falcons, Bijan Robinson. 9th, Philadelphia Eagles and DeAndre Swift. Tight ends with the worst schedule from now until the playoffs. Weeks 11 through 14. The worst schedule, the Rams. That's Tyler Higbee. The Buccaneers. That's Cade Otton. The Pittsburgh Steelers. That's Pat Fryermuth. These are all players that don't have great matchups that you might be able to trade for some of the players that do have good matchups to get you into the playoffs. Now, if you have a winning record, you're less desperate to get wins at this point in the year. You might need 1 or 2 wins to get yourself into the playoffs, and that's not a big enough deal to trade these players. But if you have a losing record and you need every win you can get, you might want to trade a few of these players for some players with better matchups. Leading up to the playoffs, weeks 11 through 14, it's go time now. It's time to get in the game. Go big or go home. So make some trades and let me know if you need any advice. If you have a winning record and you want to look forward to the playoffs, don't worry, I got you. That's right here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell down below. If you have any questions, hit me up. Good luck on the trade market this week. I believe in you. Peace.